Hi, and welcome to The Naked Truth. I am Jennifer Bleecher. I am one of your hosts this evening, and our other host is Elizabeth.
Hey there, I'm here in Oregon with Lindsay Flye, and I'm so excited. I've had the most fun weekend ever. Yay. And I'm behind her red wall that you guys may have seen from her videos. Mm-hmm. How are you?
I'm pretty great.
So give us the basics of your weight loss surgery.
Wow, you're really jumping right in. Like there's
highlights of your weight loss surgery.
There's no stroking. It's no small. Okay.
Here's the small talk. I got my nose pierced, and my son sent me a text that he thought it was cool. So yeah. I'm all good.
I'm the bad influence. I'll take it. Highlights of my weight loss surgery. So basically, let's start I'm gonna pretend like I'm doing a video. I started my 2-week pre-op diet at 301.2. I weighed in day of surgery at 291.8. I weighed in last week. No. Like my normal
weighed in today.
No, but basically, here's the highlights: is that I got surgery December 5th, 2013. I lost 110 pounds. I had lost 120 pounds, but thanks to a steroid shot in my shoulder and probably a little bit of this, just a little bit, I've gained about 15 and lost about 4. So now I'm at 110 or 112 total loss. So I'm in a size 12. It's almost 2 years post-op. I had the decision to get weight loss surgery in August of 2013. So my process was very quick. It was about 4 months from the time that I went in to do it to the time that I actually had surgery. So I had struggled with my weight my whole life at 37. So, it was a big thing.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, we're so glad you're here, and I'm so glad I'm here to do it with you. And the lighting is so much better than at my house. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to turn it back over to Jennifer for community celebrations.
Yay, community celebrations. Okay. Sorry, I was a little late in getting this out this week, so we may there may be more out there. If there is anything to celebrate that I don't mention, just put it in the comments below. If you can't comment below, then send me a PM on Facebook. I have everything open right now, so I can see everything that you guys are saying. So let's start with Christy Collins said that Trisha Pretty O'Neill has lost 101 pounds. And she actually replied to that and said that she's also now out of the 350s. So that is exciting.
Awesome. Yeah. And we FaceTimed with her at brunch today.
I got to meet her on FaceTime today, briefly, but it was very cool.
Oh, awesome. I've never FaceTimed with her. I've talked to her on the phone before. Sometimes we call each other and talk about things, but I haven't FaceTimed with her. So Amy gets a VSG Martin. She went, okay, guys, I don't know how to say this. It's a type of yoga, Bikram, Bikram?
Bikram.
Okay, Bikram yoga. She started back at it, and she said she killed it.
Can I just say that she really needs to be in this sandwich, and we really miss her, and we're sorry she's not here with us.
Aww.
Amy needs to be our sandwich.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good sandwich. Yeah, it'd be like a Elizabeth, Lindsay, Amy, Oreo. She'd be the creamy center.
Gretchen, VSG for me, she had a big NSV this week. She said she didn't get her ass stuck on the playground rides with her daughter.
Good job, Gretch.
And this is actually this is my personal shout out to Carrie Groves McGuire, Christine, a teeny tiny tummy for Christine, Jessie VSG, I think it's Grass is Greener VSG, and to David, because we all went hiking yesterday. We did a big major hike. It was supposed to take us 2 hours. David, Christine, and I did it for 3 hours, and then Carrie and Jessie went an extra hour, so they did 4 hours. So
wow.
It was really cool because I did CrossFit on Wednesday, and I was so sore, like Thursday, Friday, even like that. Like I could, like, sitting down was hard. You understand, Lindsay?
I wanted to give you a shout out for
okay.
Because I know how intense that is, and I give you major kudos for that. That's awesome. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. It was just like a temporary, like just try it for one night, see how you like it, and I loved it. So now I have to figure out a way to like join so I can go back all the time. But so I was really like worried about doing this hike because I could barely walk. And the weird thing is like after 3 hours of hiking, I actually felt better. Like now my legs don't hurt anymore. So like that's the key, guys.
There's something to be said about active recovery, though. You can't walk, go on a walk. Get that blood moving a little bit.
See, I had no idea. So like I learned that today or yesterday. Kim Hubbard, she just had surgery on September 16th. She has lost 20 pounds in 1 week. Her highest weight was 348, surgery 335, and her current weight is 315.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Kim.
Yay! And Alicia, I saw that you guys saw Alicia. Is that today or yesterday?
Today, this morning.
Today,
Yeah.
okay. Well, she said that after a year of having a stall of a year, she finally lost 8 pounds today. So congratulations, Alicia. And we want to give a special shout out to the Haneys who are celebrating. Is this your first year anniversary?
Oh, I don't know that.
I think it's the first marriage.
I think it is. I think they just got married 1 year ago today. So happy anniversary, you two. So I'm sure they're not watching us now, but they'll be watching us later. And that's all my community celebrations. So Elizabeth, we'll go back to you.
Okay, so these are serious questions, and I'm a little giggly today, but let's. So
I'm like, right about.
So we just kind of want to get an understanding of what your story is around weight, kind of growing up, and how that played out in your life.
Yeah, I never really thought I was heavy when I was growing up. I think I've always weighed more. You know, like when you go into the doctor and you're a kid and they're like, you should be in this bracket, which, you know, I mean, I was always outside of the bracket, but I never really felt like I was bigger than the other kids.
Right.
But my mom, I know some of these other questions may or may not come up later, but my mom was heavy and she didn't want me to grow up to be like her. And so she forced the issue. So at 11 years old, she actually put me on a 600 calorie a day diet. So that was the first time I ever experienced any sort of like that I shouldn't be what I am, that I needed to be different. And so there's a little shame around that. I mean, my mom did the best she could. I have a great relationship with my mom. I don't mean to criticize her in any way, but that is excessive when you're 11 years old. And here's what I remember from that. I was fucking hungry.
Well, I was like 600
calories. 600 calories.
Like I would eat like a string cheese. I would eat like 6 slices of low-fat turkey lunch meat and like a yogurt and some fruit and like 1 piece of bread a day. Like that's what
That's your whole food?
Like all day. Yeah, like 600 calories or like a little bit more, but it was 600 calories. Like I would track all my food on paper. And like I just remember those were the staples of what I would eat, like yogurt, string cheese, turkey, and like maybe a piece of bread.
So now you've just added wine.
Right. Right. Now I still eat 600 calories a day in food. No, but that was kind of how it started. So, you know, high school again, I thought I was huge because I felt like I was given the message when I was growing up of you can have the best boyfriend, you can have the best job, you can have, and I know you guys have heard most of the story before, but
it's okay, tell us again.
Yeah, like you can have all the things you want when you lose the weight. Like you won't really get those things as a heavy person. And so I internalized that as I wasn't good enough to get those things. I wasn't worth to get the job or the boyfriend or whatever. So I should really kind of take what I can get, or I need to lose the weight. And so, you know, there was a time in high school where all I ate was breath mints. And I know. And like barely any water. And I there was a time in high school or middle school where I work out like 3 hours every night to aerobics tapes and like whatever. So I mean, it was just binge diet, Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, all the things. So yeah, that's kind of how it started. I don't really remember the question, but
just like what your back. How do you feel like your weight impacted you as a kid? I mean, you to me seem like so confident, and you.
Yeah, but I wasn't told that I was okay, so I wasn't confident. I mean, that came as an adult much later. I mean, I had very few friends. I didn't feel like I wasn't allowed to wear jeans until I was in high school. So like I always wore leggings and baggy sweaters because my mom thought that would hide, and I was a little bit bigger, but I was like chubby. I wasn't fat.
Right.
You know, I wasn't a fat kid. Like in high school, I look at I still can't fit into my high school clothes. My high school clothes are smaller than I am right now. Yeah. Like they're probably a size.
I thought it was huge.
Yeah, at the time I was like a size 12, 14, but now the way the sizes have changed, they're probably like a 10. Yeah. Like they're small. I can't fit into them, and I still have a couple dresses and stuff from high school that I really loved and couldn't let go of. And I'm like, how did I think I was fat? Like I was pretty fucking hot. Like what? And then of course when I was in college, the freshman 20 was like a freshman 60. I mean, that was a rough year for me, my freshman year of college, and I ate imagine any memoir you've ever read about anybody going to college in a compromised state of mind and like pizza and ice cream and pot.
And you have the freedom to do anything.
Oh my
you
God,
want
I
to do
ate
and have any
so
food.
much. I ate so much. I mean, I can't even. Yeah, I ate a lot.
Yeah.
So, and it
So
just kind of spiraled from there.
You mentioned your mom had weight struggles. How did she feel about you having surgery?
You know, she was scared for me. She was worried for me because she didn't really understand. I mean, as well she should have been. I mean, it's a serious thing. Whether you have Roux-en-Y or lap band or sleeve or whatever, it's a big deal. You know, they're going in and changing a part of your anatomy that, you know, it's a big deal. But once she saw that I was successful and that I was okay, like after my first couple weeks, I had a really rough recovery. After the first couple weeks, she was just happy I was okay, and she was happy I was feeling better. And since losing the weight, she's super supportive. I mean, she's amazing. Now though, she lost a bunch of weight and she put some weight back on, and now she's trying to lose weight again because now I have a wedding in 12 months. And so she's like, okay, I gotta get back down to my dress size here. And so she's motivated now, not so much by my loss, but by my wedding apparently. So who knew?
Hey, it was my picture at my stepdaughter's wedding that motivated me to get weight loss surgery finally.
Everything, you know, you never know what it's gonna be to move you forward. So
yeah. So you talked about you were overweight as a child. You talked about how your family tried to manage your weight. As a young adult, how did you kind of do that before you finally came to the decision to have weight loss?
Well, I think, you know, listen, you and I were talking about this yesterday. There was a point in, you know, I did Weight Watchers, I did Jenny Craig, I did HCG, I did all the diets, I did South Beach, I did all the books, all the things. So I've done all the things. But there was a point in my life where I was 320 or 319 pounds, and I watched that movie Super Size Me.
Oh, interesting.
And at that point in my life, I was eating fast food every night. I would get up in the morning and I would have a mocha for breakfast with a coffee cake and or bagel for breakfast at work. And then I would go to lunch at the mall, at Pioneer Square Mall, which we walked by today. And I would go to the Chinese food court and I would eat sweet and sour chicken, teriyaki chicken, chow mein. You know, so I would get all the things. And so, I mean, like talking about like 4 days worth of sodium, at least. And then I'd go home and I'd have 2 McChicken sandwiches, a super-sized fry, super-sized soda, and probably a third of a half gallon of ice cream every day. And then when I stopped eating fast food, I lost 20 pounds. And I didn't even know. I mean, I just stopped eating fast food. That's the only thing I did differently. I still ate like shit, but I stopped eating McDonald's. And I was like, huh. And then I started dating. And then I lost another 20 pounds. And then when I broke up with somebody, I was like, oh, I was getting some physical activity. See? So I joined a gym. Because I was like, oh, wow, I'm 280 pounds. I didn't even try. And I was like, oh, because I was not eating, fast food, and I was doing it. And I was like, as a fat person, that was a lot of work. So I joined the gym, and I, that was a long time ago. I still really struggled because I wanted to eat what I wanted to eat, but I started exercising at that point a little bit more regularly. So, yeah, I've done all the things, but I would say the most dramatic thing I ever did was the HCG, where you're eating like 500 calories a day and you're taking like hormones, but they were legit. I mean, they weren't like
they
online.
worked, man.
They did work, and I bought it through a doctor. I didn't buy it online.
I did too.
Yeah,
that too.
Those don't work at all, but
temporarily.
Yeah, they did. I lost 35 pounds and gained 70. So, I mean, it took me a little bit of time, and at that point, I was like, I didn't even know what to do. I just didn't even know what to do. So I've done all the things, but yeah.
I'm gonna take a little quick break. Oh.
Okay.
Oh. I'm sorry. I'm getting weird feedback. But I'm getting messages. I know it's really dark here today. I've moved all around this room. I'm on my laptop. Our main computer still isn't working. This is the best lighting that I can do. So I know it looks really dark, and I'm sorry. There's really nothing I can do about that. Sorry, guys. But the other ladies, they look beautiful, right? Their lighting is perfect tonight.
They're like, Jennifer, we want to see you. Ask Lindsay. Show your.
See, I was telling them earlier. Let's see if I can get a little. I actually did my makeup for you guys tonight.
Yeah,
that's a little better.
Way better.
Do you see? I put an effort for you guys tonight.
Oh, you look beautiful, honey.
Beautiful.
I can't hold up the laptop all night like this. Okay, sorry about that.
Why not?
Really good when you could do
upper
that.
arm strength, Jennifer Bleecher. Upper arm strength.
Okay, so Elizabeth, I think I got us off track on the question, so I'm not sure.
No, okay, where we are at now is what was the point, what was that breaking point for you that finally led you to the decision to have weight loss?
I had actually thought about having weight loss surgery several times in the past. And I know you know the answer to this already, but I had weight loss. I thought about it, and I'd gone to the orientation, I'd gone to a class and information session. I was like, yeah, I cannot do it. I cannot. And part of it was like I was terrified of surgery. I'd never had surgery before. So part of it was like I was terrified of going in and getting a piece of me cut out or rearranging my insides to like ruin what does. And the other part is like I want to be able to eat what I want to eat. Like that's ridiculous. Also, not the best reason, right? But then I read Jen Larson's book. What was it called?
Don't ask me that.
Okay, well, Jen Larson wrote a book. It was a memoir, and
she had a DS.
She had her duodenal switch. And as I was reading her memoir, all I could think of is I could do this better. And I like Jen Larson. We're actually friends on Facebook, and like we comment on each other's stuff. And like I don't mean any disrespect because I have mad love for her, but I thought I could do this better. I am not going to sit there 3 months after surgery eating chicken cutlets.
I was going to say, I don't think it would be that hard to do it
better. So I thought I could do this better. I'm going to give this a shot. And so like within a month, I was in at my first orientation and taking the personality assessment and going through all the rigmarole that I needed to do for my insurance, which was thankfully minimal. And within 4 months, I had surgery. So it was that book. That book, I was like, she's losing weight and she's changing her life. And I want that too. Like, I love my life, but I want to be able to. My primary motivator for weight loss surgery at the time was, and I think this gets into a question that Tanya asked that you guys will talk a little bit about anyway, was fitness. Like, it wasn't about the clothes. I mean, now that's great, but it wasn't about looking better. It wasn't even really about health because I was actually I had high blood pressure, but I was actually otherwise cholesterol was fine. My health was fine. Everything was good. But I wanted to be able to hike. I wanted to be able to walk. Like, I couldn't even walk for like more than 20 minutes without like being in excruciating pain from my feet, my back. Like, I just wanted to be able to go to Saturday Market and walk around downtown for like an hour and be okay. Like a normal day activity. That was my primary motivator for me. Yeah. But that book turned it around for me.
So that book is called Stranger Here by Jen Larson. Yeah, no, thanks to Teeny Tiny Tummy for Christine. She's watching tonight. Yeah. She's always helps us with everything. She's our PA. So glad she's watching tonight.
Thanks, Christine.
So how do you feel about that decision now?
I feel great. I mean, I'm not where I want to be. I still feel like I have like 30, 35, 40 pounds to lose, but I would never take it back. Like, I definitely feel like this is a tool for me. It wasn't a cure. There's, this rationally when you walk into surgery, but there's always an emotional part of you that thinks as soon as I walk out of surgery, I'm going to be magically fixed, even though you know rationally that that's not true. But also letting go of the number on the scale, like, whether I weigh, a couple months ago I weighed 181. Last week I was 190. Like, whether I weigh 180 or 190 or 150 or 300, I'm fucking awesome, and that's the bottom line. Like, I love myself, and I'm worthy of whatever it is that I want, no matter what. So the fact that I can work out and do active things and I feel more myself, I wouldn't change for anything. That's my major benefit from weight loss surgery for me personally.
Yeah.
It's weird, and I wonder if anyone else feels this way, that I felt better before surgery than I did now, as far as confidence goes. Like, I was totally confident before surgery, and I had like no hangups. But like since then, like you know what I think it is? I think it's because of the attention I get now. It makes me really uncomfortable, and it makes me worried.
That too, Jennifer.
Okay, yeah, because like in the past, like I wouldn't care if I didn't have my hair or makeup done, but now I feel like if I'm going to leave the house, I might run into somebody, so I have to have my hair and makeup done. Like, I would care about that before. So I don't know.
I'm like, oh, I go out in public like that. I think about that all the time. That's happening. Like, I'm about to take flight right now. Like, before I'd be like, I have fat arms, I'm covering them up, but I'm not too worried about it because I'm fat, so who cares? Now, I'm not that fat. I mean, I'm still fat, but I'm not that fat, and I got that going on.
Yeah, we have stuff.
No one's really looking at it, like,
and nobody cares. They just see you and they see.
I know, but so Jen, I understand what you're saying totally. Do you feel that way?
No.
No, you feel more confident for sure.
I feel like way more confident.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like attention, so.
Yeah, it's all good. Okay. Pisces. Are you fire? Is that a fire sign?
No, water.
Okay.
Pisces, yeah, fish.
See, I'm a Leo, so I'm supposed to like really like attention and want to be the center of attention, but I'd rather not. I'd rather like be in the background and listen to people.
We planked in the middle of a full restaurant today on top of an elevated thing. Yeah. I'm all about the attention.
Awesome.
About the attention.
So like, before we have surgery, we have all these ideas and pictures in our mind of what it's going to look like and feel like after we have surgery. How is it different from what you thought it was going to be, and how is it the same?
Oh, that's really hard. I mean, this is frivolous, I realize, but I had no idea how much shopping in a real store would mean to me.
Awesome.
Like, I didn't have any idea. Like, the first time, I mean, I've been doing shopping in a real store for probably 18 months, and I still don't get it. I still go in and I pick an extra large and don't understand why I have to buy a medium. And then I walk out, I'm like, whoa, like, oh my God, like every time. Like, it's the most experience thing ever. Like, in my head, not necessarily outwardly, I'm not screaming when I'm leaving Old Navy, but
well, that did happen today.
It did. So, yeah, like going into a store and buying a size 12 dress, like, I had no idea. I was like, I can't wait to shop at regular stores. But when it happened, and it's like, there's this mixture of like overwhelmingness of being like, oh my God, I'm totally overwhelmed. Who is this? Who am I? Why? I've never shopped at Old Navy before, or Forever 21, or Kohl's. You know, like, here I am, not at Lane Bryant, and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel about myself. And I mean, honestly, that was a big deal for me. So I know that that's a kind of a frivolous thing, but I've had a lot of feelings about it. Again, I think it goes back to what I just said too, in terms of, you know rationally that surgery is not going to fix you, but there's a small 3% in the back of your brain and deep in your heart that you're like, I'm going to wake up from the surgery, I'm never going to compulsively overeat again. But guess what? That's not what happens. I mean, you have to do the work. I mean, it really, it's kind of like the 12-step programs. They say it works if you work it. And so that, I didn't think too much about that. I thought it would all just fall into place. And I didn't underestimate the tool, but, and I didn't overestimate the tool either. But I thought it would be easier.
Were you confident you'd be successful?
No, I don't think I'm still confident that I'll be successful.
You will so be successful.
I think I still worry. I think there's absolute panic.
You are successful.
Yeah, I mean, if I never lost another pound, I would be successful. But if I gain weight, that would be just, I'm awfully, that's hard. That's a hard question. I mean, yes, I am successful. I consider myself successful to this day, right this minute. But I struggle every day. I mean, it's not easy, and you want what you want, and most people don't get to goal. I mean, it goes back to what your doctor says. Expect to lose 60 to 80% of your weight. I've lost 75% of my excess weight. That's great. That's fantastic. That's incredible. Why is it that I need that extra 30 pounds? But if I gain 10 more, then I'm like, man, like, now I'm at 200 again. I never want to see that number. So it's that constant fight of like, being careful, and that's okay. I'm not a normal person. I think I've had a lot of anger about not being a normal person. Like, I will never be the person that can go out and binge drink and binge eat and not see a repercussion from that. Like, I can go out and eat a cheeseburger and I will see it on the scale. Like, I'm a 1,000 to 1,200 calorie a day person at maintenance. Like, that's just my body.
Yeah.
What do you feel like your biggest struggle has been post-op?
Honestly, it's still portion control. I mean, my mom has raised us. She's always cooked. There's 4 people in our family. You would never know it. You think there were 60. She does not make a casserole. She makes a casserole. Like, let's go to the edge of the screen here. This is a casserole. Okay. I'm not kidding. There are dishes like that. I'm like.
Oh no, tuna casserole.
Tuna casserole. I mean, she doesn't necessarily make terrible food, but she cooks for an army, and it's always like, that's what she shows her love. Let me tell you one small story. Let me sidetrack. So one Christmas or Thanksgiving, or birthday or something, it was my mom's like, do you want dessert? Do you want dessert? And he's like, no. And she asked him like 5 minutes later, do you want dessert? Do you want dessert? And he's like, no. Third time she asks him, he's like, Mom, no. And then what happens? Like 10 minutes later, she's cleaning up the kitchen. She brings him a huge plate of fucking dessert.
Wow.
Like he said no 3 times, and she brings him like a piece of pie, ice cream, and like something else, like 3 cookies or something like that. And he's like, so I mean, yeah, for me, it's still portion control because you want to finish what's on your plate. I still have eyes bigger than my stomach. I still throw up a couple times a month because I overeat or eat too fast. So yeah, that's still my biggest issue post-op is portion.
Well, talk to us about exercise. I know you're really into fitness. Have you always been that way, or has that evolved since you've lost weight?
I would say probably 3 years before I had surgery, I had an ex-boyfriend come to my house, and he said, we're starting this boot camp. You should come. It will change your life. And I was like, no, like, I can't fucking do boot camp. Are you kidding me?
I said no to that.
I was like,
years
no.
ago.
And then he texts, he's like, we'll see you at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I was like, okay, you will. And he was with his girlfriend at the time, and they're both doing this boot camp. And so like he kept texting me all week, like, are you ready to change your life? Are you ready to change your life? Are you ready to change your life? And I'm like, no. Like, not only am I ready, but like I'm not getting up ever at 6 a.m. to go anywhere, ever. And finally I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna get a free week. What do I have to lose? And I went, and I was like, ah! It was amazing, and I loved it, and I totally drank the Kool-Aid, and I worked out there for almost 2 years. I ended up working for the trainer, and I got like a free membership for working for her for like 10 hours a week or whatever. And but I had heel spurs, and I had plantar fasciitis, and I couldn't run, I couldn't jump, and then there was a lot of things I couldn't do. And eventually I ended up hurting something, and so I had to quit. And probably a year after I quit boot camp, I ended up getting surgery, but I loved boot camp. I mean, I loved it. Also, I was the fattest girl in the class, and I worked the hardest. I was the fattest girl, but I could also do like the most like whatever things. Like there were things I could do better because I was working so hard. I was so fit and I was so strong. So I would say my passion for fitness is well before I had surgery. But the fact that I can do it now, like I don't have pain every time I work out, is incredible. I mean, that feeling has provided me with so much freedom. I mean, it almost hurts to talk about like how different it is now that I can actually like, I don't run. I don't want to run because I'm terrified of the heel spurs, but like I could. Like I could if I wanted to.
I feel like I'm as proud of the strength that I've gained as I am of the weight that I've lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that took a lot more work. I mean,
Yeah.
not that the weight loss didn't, but that was like very concentrated effort.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I'm a huge fitness fan. I'm totally one of those girls that will go in the gym and spend 20 minutes doing anything and walk out, walk in being like, rah, 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 walk out being like, ah! Like all high, endorphins and hyper for like the rest of the day. It's crazy.
Yeah. How did you start post-op with exercise, or you just continued what you were doing before?
Well, no, I mean, I was a little scared, like I had a really rough recovery, and because I was retching so much my first few weeks, I actually pulled a muscle in one of my sutures, and in the big, how there's like 4 small ones and 1 big one for the VSG. I had pulled an internal muscle, so I couldn't work out for much longer than most people. I think they give most people 4 to 6 weeks for like heavy cardio, and then like a little longer, maybe 6 weeks or 8 weeks for lifting. Mine was like 2 weeks, 2 months or 3 months. So I just started like going to the gym and like just doing a little bit of elliptical. Like it was pretty slow going. I was terrified of doing something wrong. So I actually didn't go into full bore exercise mode until, I started exercising, but it was all cardio. And then I would do a little bit of weights, and I worked with a trainer a little bit and then do CrossFit style exercises. And it wasn't until last like September or October that I did a 12-week weightlifting challenge through a Facebook group. Somebody who had VSG in Australia, who's like, hey, I see you work out. I'm doing a 12-week like testing group. I'm a personal trainer. I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God. And I had to lift weights, and it's like, I've been doing it. Like I'm obsessed. Like lifting weights is the thing for me for sure.
Yeah.
So what is your, I'm sorry, what does your current like workout routine look like?
Well, right now I'm getting over some shoulder tendonitis, so I'm not lifting as much as I would like. But right now, let's say, because right now the weather's been nice, so I would say in the last 4 to 6 months, my workout routine looks like this. I get up, I have breakfast, I do 30 to 45 minutes of like a Beachbody workout at home. So whatever that means, like I'll just pick a DVD and do it, or if I'm working a specific program, I do that day's program. And then I'll have lunch. I'll do, obviously I'm working, so I'm doing some work. And then in the afternoon, I'll go for like a half an hour, 45-minute walk. So that's what it looks like right now, is I'm doing a lot of toning, but not necessarily like strength muscle building. So like I have a really strong booty right now because I just did the Brazil butt lift in August. So like I did all these band works and all that stuff. So, but come next month, it will look more like I'll get up early and do a cardio Beachbody workout, and then I will go to work, have breakfast, do my thing, and then in the middle of the morning, instead of lunch, I will go to the gym and I will lift weights. And I will do a followed regimented hardcore weightlifting program, and then so I should be getting about 90 minutes to 120 minutes of activity in a day.
So where do you get your weightlifting program from?
Well, the first time I did a specific program, it was from, I think his name is, well, it was from the weightlifting challenge. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but it was from the weightlifting challenge I did on Facebook with the VSG. And then this time I actually just Googled like 60-day, like weightlifting programs. And I found this like this 60-day thing. And it looked great. They talk about supersets and drop sets and all this complicated stuff. And I was like, that's the thing for me. Like, that's what I want to do. So I just Googled it and it was there.
Oh, I think Jennifer may be frozen. Okay.
And
she's frozen. So when I don't know much about your like pre-op program and what the program was at your surgeon, but did you follow the like food progression that they provided for you?
I didn't have any of that.
Oh, you had nothing after
surgery? Absolutely, yeah. To the T.
To the T.
Yeah,
okay.
To the T. So, like for me, it was 2 weeks liquid, 2 weeks soft, mushy, 2 weeks soft solid, and then 2 weeks you could kind of more incorporate more solid food.
So it was like, for me, I think it was like 6 weeks I could have a salad. And I left that doctor's appointment and went and got a salad.
Yeah, no, I didn't eat salad for months and months.
Wow.
Mainly because I was so active. I mean, I'm still very active in the community, but mainly because everyone's like, I can't eat salad forever. I've never been able to eat a salad again. I feel really bad for Jennifer.
I do too. I hope we're still on.
Well, I mean, what's that say? Is that the green little thing?
I think so. Oh, we lost Jennifer. I hope, well, we may be off because she's got the Google Hangout on.
It says live.
Okay, we're going to keep talking. And hopefully Jennifer will rejoin us. But generally,
I think we're still on.
Okay, so you guys hang with us. Hopefully we're still on. So generally, do you consider yourself a rule follower?
Generally, yes.
Okay. And do you think that's had an impact on your success?
Because not maybe in that way. Generally, I am a rule follower. And I was post-op for sure. Like, I definitely, I know people who definitely did not follow the rules those first 8 weeks. Like, yeah. But I don't always eat protein first. I get my water in every day. Exercise is important to me. But, I mean, I'm drinking wine right now. I'm just saying, like.
And this is like the 12th different kind of drink you've had today.
That is not fair. I've not had 12 drinks. I have not had 12 drinks.
Okay, what? We had Bloody Mary.
I had one Bloody Mary. I may or may not have had another drink there.
Oh, wait. What was the thing you had at the place where we were playing Moral Dilemma?
Oh, did you get a text or did I get a text?
Okay, that was you.
Oh, there she is. Are you back?
You guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Are we still recording?
Are we still live or we haven't?
It says that we're live.
Okay, good.
So we're good.
We weren't sure. Like, we kept talking and we're like, well, we might have to do all this again.
I don't know.
You froze for a while and then you disappeared, but that's okay.
So you guys are frozen on my side.
Oh.
And I just kept talking.
Oh,
we didn't hear it. So who knows what people are seeing at this point? But.
Oh my gosh, we kept talking too. We were talking about if I was a rule follower, And
why don't you recap that?
Yeah, I was a real sophomore, but kind of not really because I'm drinking wine right now. And
then I said you'd have 12 different drinks.
Yeah, but
today.
I didn't drink 12 drinks. I've had like 4 drinks today since like 10:30 this morning, and it's 5:30.
Okay.
So that's like one per.
But they're all different kinds. That's interesting to me.
All vodka though.
Oh, okay.
Except all vodka till the wine.
Okay.
But we were talking about like post-op, like if I had followed the rules, like in terms of the ones your surgeon sets out for you, and so mine was 2 weeks liquid, 2 weeks mushy, 2 weeks soft solids, and then you could kind of incorporate. So yeah, and I said yes, I did. But like since then, I've been a little bit more. I don't always eat protein first. I try, but I don't always. I always get my water. I always get my exercise, but I don't always like. Sometimes I have fried chicken wings instead of a hamburger without a bun. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but right. Yeah.
Yeah, Elizabeth, just in case this happens again, can we take a break right here and I can mention everybody who's watching? Yeah. That way, if I get disconnected again, I believe what happened, I'm not sure what happened, but I believe when it happened, you guys were still live and I was completely gone. So if it happens again and I disappear without me, but hopefully that won't happen. But okay, so let's talk about who's here first. And people are also messaging me on Facebook who can't message live, so I'll mention them as well.
Ask them if we were recording or if you were recording. Like,
yeah, let's find out.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, let us know, guys. Where did you see them or did you see me when we broke apart? Who did you see? Okay, so we have VSG Kelly, just get her done. Trisha from Pretty Little Losers, Frankensleeve, Gastric Rose, Cartwheel VSG, A Teeny Tiny Tummy for Christine, Terry Lowe, Kim Can Do It, Dre VSG, Christina, is it Rangel or Rangel? From Sizzle This.
I've seen her videos, but I don't know how you say it.
Okay. Suzanne Brace, let's see. Colors of Avon, and hopefully I didn't miss anyone. And we have a ton of comments from everybody. And then through Facebook, Gretchen, VSG, Allie's Wonderland. They're messaging me because they can't message live. And she's got a great question, which I hope we can get to.
Patty just texted me and said Lindsay and I were talking the whole time. Okay. And she's watching.
Okay.
Hey, hi, Patty.
Okay. Hi, Patty.
By the way, so fall clothes ads.
I know, right?
Giving me a complex hotness.
That's insane. My friend.
So do you want to? Yeah, she's gorgeous. Do you guys want to go through some of these questions in case we get separated again?
Those questions just in case, because I can't look at those.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, I want to start with this one from Allie's Wonderland, who sent me a PM. She wanted to know if you told your coworkers about surgery, and how have you handled the innovativeness of people who think that they're entitled to know about your life, and then they don't think much to ask prior to surgery. It's a great question.
I'm not sure I understand the second part of that question, but I told everybody. I think I've told the grocery store clerk. Like, I have a friend at the grocery store clerk now because she wants surgery and I had surgery and she tells me I look great. I'm like, hey. So I pretty much tell everybody. I have no shame. Like, I'm a little bit more now, almost 2 years out, a little bit more conservative about telling people, but for the most part, I've told everybody. Like, I didn't post it on my personal Facebook, but it's pretty much well known. I mean, I do, but yeah. So, and then I don't really understand the second part. Can you say that again, Jennifer?
I think what she meant was, like, are there people in your life who didn't really care about, like, you so much before surgery, but after surgery now they want to know everything about you, basically?
No. I want to know everything about
I think everybody always wanted to know everything about me.
Before that.
Yeah. Also, I'm really open. I'm really an open book. I'm really outgoing and personable, and I engage with people a lot. So I don't know. I don't notice that. No.
How about you, Elizabeth? You were totally open too, right? Like, everybody knows.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like been the last couple of weeks that I had my first experience where I was nervous about telling people, and I just have received so much amazing support from the people in my life, and then whoever. I mean, I tell them at the Nordstrom's line, I tell them at the Starbucks line.
Yeah. I
tell everyone.
I had weight loss surgery, so I need sugar-free pumpkin spice latte. Yeah.
I tell everyone, and I want to talk about it to whoever will listen. Like, I'll tell you all about it. If you have any questions, let me know. Like, yeah, I'm happy to tell everybody about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do a couple more. Let's see. So VSG Kelly, she's having surgery on October 13th, and hers is called, oh dear Lord, esophagogastronomy. That's all one word.
I don't even know what that is.
It's to rid her esophagus and stomach of cancer.
Oh no.
And she's probably going to have the same issues that bariatric surgery patients have.
Oh.
So she's hoping for some guidance. So her surgery is a little bit different than ours. But I could see like that because I have a friend who had a surgery on her intestines, and we have a lot of the same issues. Like she has dumping. And, like she didn't need to lose weight or anything, but she has dumping, and yeah, it's interesting how surgeries can.
Yeah, affect, especially, I mean, intestines, you would think, I mean, that's a pretty sensitive organ. I mean, I would think that's surprising, actually.
Yeah. So Kelly, yeah, hopefully you'll get some helpful information from the show. But yeah, I don't know if you have any specific questions, let us know.
Yeah, I don't know what offered necessarily, but I just wish her luck.
Yeah, me too. So Kim Can Do It wants to know who's coming to Chicago in the spring.
She's gonna come.
I'm like 80.
I'm gonna be 50. You guys all have to come. So.
Of course, Elizabeth's gonna be there. It's her birthday party. I'll be there. I'm pretty sure.
I have one word for the primary goal for Elizabeth's 50th birthday in Chicago. It is tattoo. Thank you.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, well, Elizabeth, you and I were supposed to get tattoos last year in Chicago.
That's right.
No, it didn't happen.
Nose piercing in Portland, tattoo in Chicago for 50.
It took me a long time to get this young. I'm just saying.
That's right.
Okay, it looks like all the rest are pretty much comments, so we can go ahead and go back to our questions. Okay. I don't know where you are on the thing though.
Do you want me to do it's your question?
Is it my turn about the fiance?
No. Powerful moments.
I'll answer the fiance question. Okay. What have been the most powerful moments for you through this process?
I wish I'd given that some thought beforehand. Honestly, I mean, I still go back to the clothing. I mean, I mean, going shopping, especially in the beginning, was very weird. Realizing that I'm sitting in I have been in a restaurant and have sat in a fold-up chair and broken it and had to be picked up off the ground. So sitting in a chair and knowing that my ass is big, don't get me wrong, but knowing my ass isn't like pouring out the sides of a chair.
Is that why you had so many leather thrones?
That's right. That's why I only took her to places with leather thrones. I don't know what to say to that right now. But you know, sitting in a chair and not like, you know, I mean, and I know everyone posts their photos of sitting on the plane and crossing their legs. And I know it's kind of this whole like NSV tradition, weight loss surgery tradition, but like, and I'm sure everybody feels this way, but the first time that happened to me, I was just like incapacitated with emotion. I mean, I think there were some intimate moments with my fiance that I was like, oh, I can do that, you know? And some powerful moments that aren't necessarily good too, like loose skin issues, like also in intimate moments where you're like, oh, what's that feeling? Oh, it's my nipples on the ground.
And I was standing up.
Right. That's not okay, you know? I'm just glad he's behind me. Like, you can't see that. Sorry. Sorry, we're going back to the donkey territory. Let's just quit now.
That's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be on my best behavior this year.
Oh, it was? Oh, okay. Okay, I missed that up.
Sorry, that was last year.
I see. I'm trying to behave this year. I'm trying to be better.
I had been, but what? We're
Sorry,
like on
sorry.
4th episode. So.
No, but honestly, like, I mean, just anything that you realize you're smaller than you thought you were, like being able to fit into things, you know, being able to go and walk 4 miles around my neighborhood and like not come home and be like, oh, everything hurts. I mean, those are powerful moments, you know, like I could go and do it again right after that. You know, I don't want to because I just walked 4 miles, but like, you know, I mean, that's amazing. Like the fact that I eat my chicken salad every day for lunch instead of going around the corner to Carl's Jr., powerful moment, to be serious.
Patty just
Stop texting Patty. We're on the naked truth.
sorry. Patty just texted me that she was dying, and that made me laugh. So the next question is, and this was a question that somebody submitted, and I have like a second part to it. The question is, how do you stay so positive and upbeat all the time? But my question on top of that, after that, is where did this confidence that you have come from? Because it is so real and so authentic. And I mean, you really do know that you're awesome. And that's like a pretty cool thing.
Well, and I hope that I don't come across as arrogant or cocky, because I actually don't think I'm all that. Like, I think I'm just like a person, right? But like, I don't think I'm better than anybody else. So what was the original question? Sorry, I was focusing on the second part of the question.
How do you stay so positive and upbeat?
You know, I've always been a positive and upbeat sort of person. I've always been a glass half full. Say that 10 times real fast. Thank you. I needed a shower. So I've always been that way. I just, you know, I grew up with a great, my parents were great, but there was a lot of addiction in my family. So there's a lot of negativity and a lot of that, you know, like a lot of just heaviness. And I just wanted to be happy. And like, how do you be happy when you have so much shit going on around you? Is you make a choice. And like, you can either delve into the negativity and like be negative and depressed. And like, I can get depressed. Like, I'm not talking about like clinical depression. Like, that's a whole other story. But like, I can choose to like go down that path, or I could choose to like just deal with that the best I can and have my sad days and have my rough days, but for the most part be like, I'm going to get up and do this, and I'm going to da-da-da-da, you know, like. But I would also add to that, on the second part of the question, is how did I become so confident, is that actually, like, I wasn't always confident. Like, I didn't think I was worth shit, and I was trained that way, you know. And so I think I've talked about this before, maybe on the Naked Truth and maybe on a video, I'm not entirely sure, but I did do 12-step programs regarding adult children of alcoholics, Codependents Anonymous. I did all of that, and I think in that process, working the 12 steps and like realizing that not everything I felt was entirely like my fault. Like, not that my feelings were not my fault. Like, I'm responsible for myself, but like, there are certain patterns of people who grow up certain ways, and that I could either dive down the rabbit hole or I can lift myself up above it. And so I was like, you know, I don't deserve to date guys who treat me like shit. I don't deserve to be the friends with benefits all the time. Like, I don't deserve the job that pays me $12 an hour. I deserve the job that pays $30 an hour. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I deserve better. And not because I'm not fat. Like, not because I'm skinny, or not because I'm cute or not cute, or not because I've got gray hair, because obviously that's true. But like, whatever, you know, like, I'm a good person. Like, also, but I'm a good person. Like, I don't ever mean to hurt anybody. I do. I don't ever mean to disappoint people, and I do. But like, my intentions are always good. And like, just inherently, whoever we are on this earth, like, just by being born and doing your best, you are worth it. And that's the bottom line. And that took a lot of work. I mean, it took a lot of therapy. It's not just something like I woke up one day and was like, oh, you know, but I did 12-step programs. And so anyway, that's the long
But it's
answer,
really evident, and it's not arrogant or obnoxious.
I hope not. I mean, because that's not
very, like,
thanks.
You know what you deserve. And I mean, I'm learning that, but you know, I mean, that's a really hard thing for people to come to.
Yeah,
and
like,
I really appreciate that example that you said.
Thank you. Thank you so much. When my mom was like, you'll get the best boyfriend when you lose the weight, like, I would never teach my daughter. Like, if I were to have kids, like, I would never say that. Like, I had somebody in one of my challenge groups be like, I was like, you're incredible. And they said to me, let's hope the scale tells me that. And I was like, no, the scale has nothing to do with you being incredible. You are incredible. No matter if the scale goes up or down or stays the same, you are amazing. Like, they're separate issues. You know what I mean?
So earlier when I was mentioning everybody who's watching, I forgot my Facebook people. So I'm going to go through them real quick and say who's watching and give a couple of questions and comments from them. Gretchen, let's see. Gretchen says that with the shopping, she is the same way. And Alice in Wonderland, she had another question. So I'm going to come back to that in just a second. Kim Hubbard is also watching, so I want to say hi to her. Shauna Elliott is also watching, so we want to say hi. And Gastric Rose has a comment for Lindsay, and I really love this. So I'm going to read it to you.
Aww.
I don't have a question, but a compliment. I love that Lindsay is embracing her arms. I remember how hard it was for me and so many others to embrace them. I have made so many videos saying I consider mine trophies. I love you.
Aww.
I love that, Mama Rose. That is like, yeah, because I'm self-conscious about my arms too. Actually, I was going to tell you guys, when I was setting up the show beforehand, I was like playing with my arms. The thing I was like doing like this. I'm like, oh my God, thank God this isn't being recorded right now. Like, you can actually see what I'm doing with my arms.
Well, and thank you, Gastric Mama Rose. I appreciate that. And you know, for me, it's like, there's nothing I can do about it right now. I'm not going to go and wear long sleeves all summer long. I've worked hard to get to where I'm at. And if people have a problem with it, it's their problem. You know, I'm very insecure about them. I wouldn't say I'm quite at the point of wearing them as my trophy, but I don't spend a lot of time as much worrying about them. Yeah.
Did you even, because yesterday we were both wearing shirts that showed our arms. Did you even think about I mean, I didn't even think about my arm. Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, interesting.
But I also knew like I brought a sweater with me because I wasn't sure what the weather was going to be. I wanted to be comfortable. For me, I want to be more comfortable than I am hot. Like I don't want to be hot. I brought a sweater in case I was cold, but I didn't bring a sweater in case I got uncomfortable to cover up my arms.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So Alice in Wonderland had another question I'd like to answer, and I'd also like to hear your thoughts on this. But she's saying that she's going to her first meet and greet next weekend, and she's really nervous that it's going to be like a high school kind of scenario where there'll be mean girls. And she wants to know what our experiences were and what to realistically expect. So I'm going to just tell her mine, and then you can tell her yours. But my experience with the community and meeting people in person is that the people in our community are some of the most beautiful people in the world. And when I say that, I mean their insides, their hearts, their souls are beautiful, and they are so kind and generous and loving and welcoming. I have not had a bad experience with a weight loss surgery patient. They're amazing people, and I think that you're going to have a great time. But what has been your experiences?
I'll let you go first.
Okay, well, and I was telling you this earlier today because I've had such a good time this weekend. I have traveled more in the last year than I have traveled probably in my life. And at a certain point in your life, it's hard to make new friendships, you know, because it's like your work people. I mean, you're not around people. And I have made the most amazing friendships, you know, and I really honestly cannot think of a person that I've met that I don't like or who has treated me anything other than welcoming and loving and amazing.
I would say that I feel the same way, that I feel very blessed in the friendships that I've made, but even outside of like my close friendships, that at any meet and greet I've been to, and I've been to a handful, not a ton, but a couple, that everyone's been super great. That I would say that there are people in the community that maybe can come off as mean girlish, but that honestly, like they're like 1 in 100, like so rare. And there are people in the community that I don't necessarily connect with, but like, again, 1 in 100. And I don't think either of us can treat each other differently, whatever, you know, like we're all kind.
We don't connect with them.
Yeah, like everyone's welcoming and warm. And even like when I met Tanya, and her husband, Tanya O'Rourke, like Tanya VSG 2011, I was like total fangirlish. And I'd been fangirlish for years because she was one of the original girls I met. And she was, you know, she's done the fangirl thing. So she knows that everyone's a fangirl about Tanya. And she was still super gracious and like great. And like, I was like, wait, you're so fucking cool. I'm even more of a fangirl now. What? You know, like I thought for sure she'd be like, yeah, take your selfie, get away. You know, like I didn't think like in my heart she would be that way, but I was worried about it. I think everyone's great. And we all get each other, you know, in a way that a lot of other people can't. And like I have other friendships outside of the weight loss surgery community, and they're also great, but they're different. And I just think I just think it's been a very powerful experience for me. And even if I'm not lifelong friends with every single person I meet in the weight loss surgery community, like every single one of them, we all have one thing in common, and we can all relate to each other in a specific way. And you know, if you're cool and you're kind and you're drama free, it's all awesome.
Yeah. Can I just say I'm really impressed that you remembered it was Tanya VSG 2011.
I binge watched your videos
too, but I didn't remember that.
Me too.
And I had the exact same experience with her. And I was like 4 months post-op, I thought, she's busy. And she said, oh, no, I totally know who you are. And she's just amazing. So gracious and lovely and wonderful. We love you, Tanya.
We love you, Tanya. Tanya's probably not watching right now, but she's probably watching later. And you'll have to tell me when you get your gift, because I sent her a gift last week.
And John, we love you too. Oh, and you look way better with a beard. Okay, just
wait, it's my turn now to question.
I like it.
Okay, I'm so excited about this question. Where did you meet your fiance, and how has WLS impacted your relationship?
Okay, I have a very long story about how I met him. So the short story is that he actually was a furniture salesman when I met him, and I went in to buy furniture. Oh, and he was the first person that I've ever met in real life and not dated online. And I pursued him mercilessly. And we've been together 6 years this month, basically. And yeah, I chased him like a dog chases a bone. It was bad. Like, I chased him, and he was just like, no. And I was like, yes. And like a year and a half later, we totally, like, it took us a long time, and it was a rough start, but it was great. And so that's how I met him, is he sold me my furniture, which I still have, and Elizabeth loves it.
Apparently. And I love him too. He is the most awesome person ever. Love him.
We had a rough year after surgery. When I first had surgery, like before surgery, he was like, so this is a good story, and I think it's a meaningful story, but he was worried about me having weight loss surgery, that I would then get thin and hot and go and find someone better. I finally sat him down and I said, babe,
because you always,
baby,
pumpkin.
Sugar plum,
pumpkin.
I can find someone else now. I said that. I said, you are not doing me any favors. I love and choose you, but I can go out and I can get laid, and I can go out and get dates. So if you're good to me, like you are now, later, I will continue to love and choose you, but that's on you. You know, like, I'm not going to go and get hotter and then just leave you because you're doing me some sort of favor now because you're the skinny guy dating the fat chick. Like, no. And so he completely did a 180, and he's been on board 110%. And he had a hard time adjusting to the surgery because he saw the photos. I don't know if your surgeons did this, Jennifer, or anybody else, but like, my surgeon showed me the photos of my stomach that they removed, and they they injected it with saline and took a photo of it and then gave me the photos. I have.
I wish I had that photo.
I have that photo.
I would love to see that.
Yeah. I wish I thought about it to bring it, but so he saw them, and he was just like he didn't quite recover for like 9 months. Like, I was butchered, right? And truthfully, during those 9 months, because I was hormonally challenged after surgery, I didn't care. Like, I was like, you know, everyone who watches my videos know that I felt like our relationship was on the rocks that entire year. And it wasn't until like a year on the dot, pretty much, like last December, like beginning of January this year, like I was like, oh, I'm totally in love with you again. And nothing changed, just me. I settled out, right? And that's why they say when you don't make any major decisions the first year after surgery, I'm telling you, that's my advice. That's not the advice, but that's also one of the pieces of advice I would say. Don't make any major life decisions. Don't switch jobs unless you have to. Don't leave your husband. Don't leave your girlfriend. Don't leave your whatever. Don't disown your children. Like, you're gonna go fucking crazy. Expect it. It's gonna happen. And I did. And he irritated the shit out of me for a year. And I was like, I think I hate you. Like, but I didn't. I just was crazy, you know. Mm-hmm. And he's amazing. And I lost my thought. But yeah. So that's how we met, and he's been great. And I would say probably right when he realized that I was okay again, like we were both like kind of at arm's distance for a while, and then we got engaged. And I mean,
Can I tell you guys something really cute? So we went to dinner the first night I got here, and we walked by this furniture store where they met each other. So Lindsay and I were going to try to find like a place where I could get my nose pierced, which you would think in Portland at 8 o'clock at night you would be able to get your nose pierced, but apparently not.
Yeah, right?
We're walking to the car, and he's taking selfies of himself in front of the sign from the furniture store.
No, he's just taking pictures of, not selfies, just
just the sign.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was so sweet. I mean, it's like
He got
obviously
sentimental.
he got sentimental about going by that store. I mean, I have to tell you, after hanging around with them and with the waffles this weekend, it's like, oh my God, if you want to be in love, you need to move to Portland.
Or date one of them.
Or date one of them. I don't know. I mean, not in a like sickeningly sweet way. I mean, it's just very clear that both of these couples that I've been around this weekend just truly love each other, and it's very moving.
Oh, thank you.
That's awesome. I'm going to do something I've never done before, but we have a lot of online questions through Facebook. We have a lot of online questions live, and then we have some questions that weren't able to get to, but we're already out of time. I'm going to suggest, Lindsay, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to suggest that you make a video where you answer the questions that we didn't get to tonight, just because I think so many people would really like to hear your answers and we don't have time to get to them.
Can we do the last questions though before we?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to make sure we have time for our in the actor studio question, in the WLS.
Will you send them to me? Like, will you send me the questions?
Yeah.
Like the other.
We
Yeah.
will send you.
Address everyone. I would love to. I would absolutely love to.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
I will get all of that together and I will email you. I will email it to you so that you have all of those, because I just think that I hate to do this, but I have an agreement with my family that I only do the show for an hour. So, but we do have some the WLS inside the WLS questions, which are really fun, which we're going to go through, and a couple of announcements before we leave. Okay, so I'm gonna hand it over to Elizabeth.
Okay. What's your favorite word?
Fuck.
Wait, we didn't say what's the curse word yet? Okay, what's your favorite word? It's not a curse word.
No, I would say, like, I really like the word, what you said earlier, loquacious.
Oh, loquacious.
So that's a new word for me, but I like big words that people have to be like, wait, what? they're like, I really like big words.
Okay, wait, real quick. When you said incapacitated, I was like, yes, I know that, because David.
I like incapacitated.
What's your least favorite?
And say that instead of kill or die, he has to say incapacitated.
Yes.
Okay.
Lots of syllables. I like those words.
What's your least favorite word?
Panties.
Panties?
Yeah, but I use it all the time because I hate it so much. I use it all the time. So I refer to men's underwear as panties as well, because I'm trying to, like, lose the, I don't like it. So I try to lose it by saying it all the time.
Okay. What turns you on other than me?
Whips and chains, obviously.
Okay. What turns you off?
Like people who are assholes, who don't give a shit about anybody else. Like that, no. Inconsideration.
What's your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Right. What sound or noise do you love?
Oh, baby kissing my tummy.
Aw, I love you should say you love his laugh.
I do love
boyfriend's laugh.
My fiance's laugh is amazing.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Okay, you know when you're putting dishes away and the plates scrape against each other?
I hate that.
Yeah.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I'd be a personal trainer and / life coach.
What profession would you not like to do?
Professional skydiver.
Is there such a job?
Yes.
Okay.
People do that.
Yes.
I would not want to be the dump supervisor. Like the person who works at the dump. I would not want that. Also.
Okay.
Yeah.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Finally.
Wanting to meet you.
We've been waiting for you. Yeah, I watch your YouTube videos.
Okay. Okay, those are the questions.
Sorry, I was having too good of a time listening to this. Okay, so
3 minutes.
Okay, so we're just going to talk about the next couple shows we have coming up next week. Elizabeth will continue on her world adventure, and she will not be here. So, are you going to be in England? Is that where you're going to be?
Yeah. I'll be
okay. So, I have asked Zen Maiden to co-host with me next week, and she is going to co-host with me. And our guest is Frankensleep, and we're very excited to have our first guy on the show over the year. And then the following week, we have Lessa Sarah. So we're so excited. Yes. And Elizabeth?
Okay, so during the week next week, we're going to come out with a quick video. We're going to announce some exciting new changes for the Naked Truth. So I hope you guys will check in to hear all about it. And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching, everyone.